what we're going to talk about next is Google Search Console and going over there. So if you join me and type into Google Search Console and just take yourself over there, and you're going to go to performance, the performance tab. If you might have a drop down menu because you might have two options, or your performance will show up in the top two under overview. Let me see if I can give you an example. Yeah, so performance will be under overview. If you see how it's a little different on each person, so just look over on the left-hand side in the vertical menu. And once you're in here, so I'm going to go to mine. Okay, so I'm inside Google Search Console. I have my nifty Google Sheet open. Let's go over here. Yours is going to look like this. Might be pretty blank. You can see from this one, this is an example of what we're doing. So we have our homepage, we have our existing key phrase. I have an approval process. So this is for your clients internally and client approved. You can get rid of those if you want. You can hide these cells by right clicking and going hide columns. Now I know some of you use Excel, and you figure out all of these, how to hide things and stuff like that by going through the menu that they have.
I have a question. Sorry to bother you, Pep.
Yeah.
Is it smarter for you to be using Excel, or is it better for you to be using Google? Because I just find, like, between all of my emails and all the other photos and people sharing things, like, I'm already at my max.
Yeah.
So is it better when you're dealing with clients to be using Google Sheets, or is it better for Excel? Is one kind of better than the other?
So it would be advantageous if you asked your clients what they use and then try to work within what they're using. However, like, we use Google Sheets. Some of our team use Excel. So what'll happen is they'll do this in Excel and upload it to the drive. And then what I'll see after is something like a file that looks like this, XML or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just open it and it has all the same components.
Okay.
So you can work actually between them, and you can, if you want to just download this as an Excel, you could do the comma separated values, I believe it is, and that will do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And then just work between them. So I think whatever makes you comfortable. And if you have questions about how to find different things like hiding cells or rows, let me know and we'll actually find a solution for you. So what we do is, if sometimes people have done keyword research before, so we'll actually go and find if they've done the keyword research and we'll put it there. Because do we want to redo things that are already working great? No, not necessarily. Could they be improved upon them? Yes. Would you want to try to look at the keyword research anyway? Yes, because things change. There might be better keyword. For example, I worked with a company and one of their landing pages was builders, for home builders. And home builders would have been a better keyword. We did go about updating it. We also found a lot of spelling errors and things like that, which was really interesting in their current meta descriptions. So as you can see, we're laying out the website on a Google Sheet. And also we're putting in like the meta descriptions, titles, URLs, right? The homepage is always the /. You don't need the .com. It can just be /. There are two ways to go about the URL. As you can see, it's imported, but you can just do the /. It's whatever you're comfortable with. And the phrasing or the length of the title will show up in red if you've gone over. And if you're in the right character count, it will show up in green. And if you're under like what would be recommended, it'll go red as well. So a little added touch. But so then we actually get the meta. So we'll rewrite the meta description, title, URL, and we will go through the approval process with the client. Sometimes the client will actually say, hey, just go ahead. It does take some work to get them there, but they don't know why you're doing what you're doing and they don't understand SEO. So there is a bit of wiggle here because it is front facing. So we do want to show the clients because we want to make sure there's no spelling errors that we're missing, or we're not saying something that doesn't make sense for the company. We learned a company we work with, you can't say specialty. So if we were doing their SEO, we would make sure not to use that word. And so just getting a second set of eyes on them. And I usually hide a lot of the cells when sending it to them. So I'll hide the current, I'll hide depending on where they are in the process and what they need to approve. So that's for you to figure out for yourself. I would do this for myself and then try to think, what would a client want to see? After you pick your keyword, you're going to rewrite the meta description, title, URL. So we're here, right? And this is where it gets interesting. So we leave notes, and this is our keyword research. And don't worry, I'm going to take you there. So we attach all our keyword research. We label the page numbers, as you can see. We try to do naming conventions to show like where we got the keyword research and then what worked. So it looks like there was keyword research done from the Google Keyword Planner and keyword research done from Google Search Console. We're focused on Google Search Console today. So basically you have this beautiful Google sheet, right? And you're like, okay, I got to use it. And you're like, okay, where do I start? Glad you asked. So you'll see this GSC page import, right? I know it looks a little bit like a lot, but don't worry. All you're going to do is you're going to go over to Google Search Console. And let me take you there. So you're on Google Search Console. We have your Google Sheet open because we're going to have some fun. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go up to right under performance on search results. You're going to see where it says date last 3 months. And you're going to change that. And you're going to just click on it. And you're going to go to last 16 months. And then you're going to hit apply. And so you're going to get all this information, all these things, all the boxes are clicked on here. So all the information's here. And you get 1,000 keywords basically to look at. So then go over to pages. So all we want to do is get all the pages. It looks like there's 218 pages. And so once we go here and we can see that we're on pages and we have the last 16 months, we're going to go over to the right-hand side where it says export. We're going to click on export, and you can download as a CSV or a Google Sheet. Either or works. We're just copying and pasting because all we're doing is we're going to get the URLs. We can add like the clicks, impressions, and position if we like. So as this loads, just go over to the second one, which is pages, and just command copy. Actually, I'm going to do this, the first 4. And you don't need the position necessarily. You don't need any other information than the URL. So I'm going to copy this information and I'm going to go to my meta. Okay, that's this one. So I'm going to go to my meta description and I'm going to hit Command V, right? Paste. Did it work? There. So it's updated them. So I have my whole list of keywords. Now you're going to notice, so on your page, you'll just have these things. You'll have clicks, impressions, click through rate, position. Now you'll see over on mine, I have this. And it is just a little, you'll notice all it says is import. So all it's doing is you copy the, if you don't see this or you screw up and you don't paste special and you've taken over the meta part, basically, you're just going to copy and paste this to the cell. And you're going to, I just added the little code there. You're going to see where it says meta, but see where it says F5. So if you look, F5, or sorry, is it A5, A3? It says, see, and it's easy to script, but it doesn't matter because this isn't the important part. Don't worry. This is just for ease of use. I wanted to try to make it easier for you so you didn't have to type out all your meta descriptions, titles, URLs, right? Only problem is I couldn't figure out how to get the titles done for you or and we already have the URLs. So this is just to help you with the meta descriptions and get that information, because what you're going to do is you're going to command copy and then paste it here. Yeah, basically just make a copy. So you just have the words and then you can actually go back And you can be like, okay, this was page GA4 setup. And you can paste your meta description in here. Now, you can also, we also showed you how to go get the meta descriptions from looking at inspect elements and how to get the titles. So if it's your website, you can go into the back end. And yes, is this a little time consuming? Yes. Is it smart to do? Yes. Why? Because you'll be able to show your client, hey, this is what it was. This is how we're improving it, which is really important. But I know you're not here for that today. I just wanted to talk about how you use the Google Sheet. Now that you have the URLs, that's what you want. And if you have the URLs, you can do some keyword research. So the URLs are to list out in your current meta description, and that's how you name the pages, right? That's how you make matchy work over here. So you get all the information. What I want to bring your attention to is in column S, you'll notice I have this Google Sheet here. Now I went in to every page of Google Search Console and we download every page of information. So we go back to Search Console. We go 16 months. I'm going to go for the home. So now I've filtered out the last 16 months and the page. Yeah. And I'm just downloading it. That's it. Downloading Google Sheets. I'm renaming this sheet to put here. So I would take the home page, which is what we did. I would take it. I always put the home page as number one, even though the GA4 is showing up higher. Page one for me is always the home page. So I rename it, and you can do it any way you want. I put the dates, I put the company, and I put the amount of time I'm looking at, because that gives me everything I'm looking at my fingertips. So as you can see, I've renamed the sheet up here. So the sheet I downloaded was here. Basically rename it this. And then each sheet you download, you attach to your main meta mapping. But how do you do the keyword research? Okay, so I have this page open. I have renamed it. And you're going to see here that there's highlighted cells. Now, we have talked a lot about impressions, and I talked about position and click-through rate. The things we're going to focus on in this with using Google Search Console are impressions. Okay, higher impression in Google Search Console, the better, but we're also going to match that with position. So what I'm going to do after I downloaded all the keywords, right? I got how many of these? I have 800, 900, 1,000. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over C, right? Or whichever one I'm doing. And I'm going to find format and then conditional formatting. And all I'm going to do is play with this. And as you can see, I am saying, I want to know the keywords that have impressions greater than 100. So depending on the website you're working with, it's going to be different. Would I like to pick impressions that are over 1,000? Yes. Do I have that option? Not really. It looks like I'm going to need more variety, right? This is my homepage. So I'm going to highlight one, anything greater than or equal to 100. Now you can do 1,000, right? You can do anything you like. And then you can, okay, so you're going to do that as a conditional formatting. And then you go over to position. And then you're also going to do conditional formatting. And you'll see the conditional formatting here is between. So I've highlighted all the cells and all I've done is hit conditional formatting. And then I've picked the option between. And we know that position 1 through 20 is the best. Position 3, I'm already ranking in the top 3 spots. Maybe I want to look at that because maybe I can do better. get a better click-through rate, although 50% is good. Search anyway. Okay, so then I'm going to hit save. And all I'm going to do is look through which one matches. So remember, high impressions. So this only has 62. It's my name. Do I want my name associated with my homepage? Yes, no. That could be more for my about page. So that's probably off the table, and it doesn't have enough impressions. So then this one, local marketing. Now I'm in position 3. There's been 2 impressions and I got a click. This might be worth looking at. It is a more like a seed keyword. So it's short and there aren't many impressions. So even if I rank like the top, I might not see much, but we'll keep an eye on that over time. Then I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep looking. Okay, get media. That doesn't make sense. So that's probably not going to be a keyword. And then I can see that nothing else is highlighted. Oh, this one's highlighted. Seymour Duncan. My last name's Seymour and I live in Duncan. Although people do search that, are they looking for me when they're searching it? Maybe not. Maybe this Seymour's my last name. Home, that's not going to be a homepage keyword. It's going to be on my about page. It is our business name, and that is a geo-targeted keyword, Duncan. So maybe that's not the one. Video marketing agency, Duncan. Don't really do video marketing, so that might not be right. But look, I could rank if I decided to change my business. I'm in position 4 and there's 182 impressions and nobody's clicking on me. That might be something to look at. But I don't sell that as a service. So I'm going to hold off, keep an eye on that, and maybe either find somebody to collaborate with that does video marketing where I could work with them and maybe even link to them. What about this one though? As you can see, we've highlighted, I've been like, okay, I'm in position 1, but there's not enough impressions. Or sorry, there's 108 impressions, no click through it. And maybe I do want to add that, right? Maybe that's good. Maybe there's somewhere to work just because there's enough impressions. And I don't know about the keyword. I don't know why I would be in position 1. So as I keep going, SEO 82, 4.6, that's a very big seek keyword. So as you can see, this might be a challenge to pick a keyword. And I keep going through it and I'm like, but this is 32. Do I want to go down that low? Ooh, 81. Never going to get there. So basically what I'm looking for is a keyword that I can use. Using position and impressions on Google Search Console. Now there are some interesting things on this, right? I see the word agency, right? And I see digital. So then media pip, well, that's fun. So am I doing well? Now we're getting down really low impressions. So I don't even want to look at these. So what am I going to do? The other step I would take here is I would go to Google Keyword Planner and maybe do some research. Let's go back and look at my meta descriptions. This is yours. If I actually open up mine, it looks like we picked digital marketing agency, advertising agency Vancouver, and media agency Vancouver Island. I didn't really see those keywords. Let's see if there's notes. So usually you'll no good keywords in position 1 to 20. That's right. There wasn't any. So what would I do next? Besides going and looking at the Google AdWords editor, I would also maybe change what I'm doing in position. Maybe I'm okay with showing up on page 3. Maybe I want to do is the number in between 21, sorry, 21 and 30. Are there any cells that are going to work there? Let's see. 29. That's okay. I like that. Oh, maybe I want to take that off because I don't think that's a great idea. And I don't think that's a great idea. So somebody else is suggesting that. So you can work in tandem with people and be like, oh, okay, would this be a good one? So we noticed 29. So where's 29? Position 29 is on the bottom of page 3, right? 1 to 10, first page, 10 to 20, second page, 20 to 30, third page. So that's okay. Let's see if there's, so then I just highlight, see what else we got. Do we get any other? That's 16, but I don't think pin digital media works for me. And then this is what you do. You change what you're doing. You look at what you're doing. You're like, okay, do any of these work? 20. Digital search engine marketing agency. 7, it's long tail. And it's better than the other keyword. It doesn't have that many impressions, but maybe over time that'll grow. Maybe that's what I want to show it for. So this is what we basically do. And we do it for each page on the website, and we record what we do, and we add keywords to here. And as you can see, we didn't see these, so I'm not sure why. And it looks like this isn't labeled, but this would be the keyword stats you get from Google Keyword Planner. A specific page, it looks like. Ooh. So we're not going to use that yet, and we're going to do a tiny bit more keyword research. So I'm going to actually pick a page that we haven't done, and then I'm going to get y'all to join me. So you can see from my Google Sheet that there's been keywords that are approved, client approved, internally approved, and client approved. Internally would be us as the agency. Client approved is I've shown the client, they've agreed. And that's probably part of the hardest process. And so what is next? We've picked the keywords. The next part is to write the new meta description, title, and URL. And then after you do that, you could add in doing a redirect, image resize, and alt tag. I want to keep this information on one sheet, but it is overwhelming if you're looking at it while you're working on other things, in my humble opinion. So this is what I do. So let's go find a page. So this one, page 5, looks like no keyword has been picked. Now I've downloaded the keyword research, but I can do that with you. So it's page 5. SEO Consulting is the name of the page on WordPress. And let's go to find that URL, right? So this is the URL, copy. So the other way you can do this, besides downloading all the URLs, is you can just figure out the pages you want to do first and then list them here. And then you can go to Google Search Console, get rid of that, right? You still have your 16 months, hit new, you're going to hit page, and then you're going to paste, and you're going to take out, you can leave the whole page in there, hit apply, right? Or you can take out all this stuff because it's always going to be your website that shows up. So average position pays 70 for this page. But let's go. Now that we've filtered, we got this page, we've created this filter, but let's actually filter the page. It takes over there. We go to queries. And yes, you can use inside Google Search Console just to figure out the keywords that you want to use if you get jiggy with the filters here. I find it easier as a visual to download the information. The guide will show you how to do both ways. Yes. And so we're down again, you're going to export, you're downloading the data. You're going to rename the sheet, whatever page it was, and whatever your naming convention is. And although that sounds simple, that's important because you want it to look organized and professional as you can get. You'll see there's something been added here that I might want to go through. That should actually be here. And we have contractors sign off on their work and the date things were done. So whatever you want to add to your Google Sheet is fine. So let's go back. Is this it? Let's see. So if we go, we just downloaded that, right? Maybe it's this one. Yeah. But it's not labeled correctly. So I definitely want to rename it. I want to know the page. And as you can see, this is just saying .com. I want to know the date. And I want to know the page number that I'm naming it. So if you want the date, just go here after you downloaded it, go to pages. That'll tell you the page you're dealing with. So I would take that page, rename this. And it's however you want to do this. P5, whatever your naming convention is. We put GSC 16 months in the date. And we do that because it will change over time, this information. Okay, we got the page. We've renamed it. Basically, we hit share. We share it over to the Google Sheet. What I actually do is copy this, copy, go to the Google Sheet, hit paste, and then go back, grab the share and copy it and do Command K, which will let me paste it here, right? Now, whatever way you want to do it to keep track of it, I'm a little bit visual, so I need these little extra steps to actually feel confident that when I do the keyword research, I'm not necessarily wasting my time. So let's go look at the keyword research here. Oh. And I'm just going to get, this is the outcome of the keyword research originally done. So we're here, we're going to do it together. So I got the page, I'm going over to the queries, right? I'll organize this any way you want. So these are all the queries, right? So I'm going to go over to impressions, column D, and then I'm going to go to format, and then I'm going to conditional formatting, and we're looking for above, greater than or equal to 100. First thing we're doing. Then we're going over to position, and we're doing is between. This is between. And we're going to do, let's do 3 and 20. And then let's do is 20 is between 21 and 30. We can even change the color to make it more obvious what we're seeing. Okay. So these have high impressions, but am I ever going to get there? Like I could if I wrote really good content, but I'm trying to go for the low hanging fruit. And it's not looking like I'm going to find much right now. Besides one impression, I don't know. Google Garage SEO, that's really funny. Google Garage was their old learning platform. That's neat. Consulting internet marketing services. One impression, but in position 20. And I'm not going to use SEO Hunters Point USA. I might copy this and go on a tangent and find out who these people are and why I'm showing up for them on the first page with one impression. You know what, I'm seeing 5 impressions and 24. Oh, so that's the top of page 3. And SEO professional services. So SEO consulting service. I might want to change it and try, it's low impressions, like super low, but I got a fighting chance. So I might recommend that. But the other thing I might do is then I might copy this keyword and be like, maybe I do want to use that, but let's see if I can win. So then I would go check the SERPs, number 1, possibly in incognito mode to see what's going on. I'm like, I'm not comfortable just checking the SERPs on my own. I don't feel like if I have to go incognito and blah, 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 do all the things. Instead, I'm going to use my handy dandy tool called Merkle. Merkle, we know it's technical SEO tools. So you could just do, if you go to technicalseo.com, it'll look like this. And then you go to SEO tools. And yes, it is free. And we love free, right? And local SEO, local business, local SEO tool. And then I got country region. I'm going to pick Canada, English, location. So I live in Duncan. Glad my headphones turn themselves off. Not that anybody's saying anything. So Duncan, I could do anywhere in search engine. I can choose Bing, Google. I can choose my device current or Android or iPhone. And I'm going to pick the query. Oh, I'm going to go back to the page. Get rid of these. And I'm going to copy keyword. And the reason we do this step is because we want to figure out if we can win. What are the things we're going to have to do to win? Now we can see that, what is this area called? A featured snippet. Okay, so we want to check out who's got the featured snippet, and then we want to see who's ranking in the top 3 positions. So basically I have to look, and I would generally look at the top 3, and I would look at, hey, I got to beat these guys. How am I going to beat these guys? I want to take note of who I want to beat. And if you will see from my this sheet. So this is not the same. Damn it. Hold on. Sorry. This one, Search Console, right? Link to Search Console. This is the information. So this is the same keyword. But I've also added a page that says pages to beat. Now you can do this any way you want. This is just for my own tracking. So these are the 3 pages. And I open them up. And I'm just trying to figure out, do I want to try to go for this keyword? And if I am going to go, this is what I have to beat. And it looks like service pages, it's going to be hard to beat WebFX. And this is a package page. So this is all about their services. It looks like they're targeting professional SEO. What was the keyword? SEO professional services. So similar. So I listed these guys, and I would, when I'm rewriting content, if I do pick this keyword, I would have to do it better than this page. And what I would personally do is I would take the first 3 pages and I would combine, I would make sure I have everything these pages have and a bit more. I would not copy verbatim, but I would be like, okay, it looks like all these things are valuable. And maybe some of these things aren't valuable to my business. Remember, we can also do things like we can use our spy on our competition, and we can command paste, and we can see that they're not specifically targeting this keyword on this page, but they are showing up in the search engine results pages. So if we look back at Merkle, they're saying it in their meta, they're saying it in their title, but it is their homepage. And what about these guys? They're saying it in their meta. This is this page. And if I want to go Command F, and they're not saying it on their page. So it looks like it's in the title though. But if I wanted to dig deeper, I could use one of my handy dandy tools and see what they are doing. That's going a little far. As I said, you can go down a rabbit hole. Today, we're just doing keyword research, and we do want to look at what our competition's doing. I could beat these guys. I can beat the people in the top 3, in my opinion. And one of the reasons is I think this page stands out for more social media. I don't know why I say that, but originally that's what I thought when I scrolled through, but I'm probably wrong. Look, they're geo-targeting, right? Professional. So they do have it there. So maybe I'd want to go through the page because I'm not finding, hold on, let's see. I'm not sure why it's not doing it for me. So maybe I wouldn't do that. Oh, there we go. SEO. So how many times they mentioned SEO 19 times on this page? And if we look at how many times they said professional SEO services, we count. Can I beat them? Probably. Like I could do a better job. And you know what? I am going to pick this keyword. So I am. So I'm going to go back to my sheet and I'm going to be like low search volume, low impression, sorry. So not ideal, but I could move up. Could move in the search. So I leave a note, I take that keyword, I copy it, I go back to my beautiful keyword research and meta mapping, and I go to page 5, and I'm like, yes, as you can see, this takes a little bit of time. So if you're just using Google Search Console per keyword, the fastest you can go is like 10 minutes. The slowest you can go is like an hour, maybe 2. So I give myself 2 hours. And so I would work on a website and I would do maybe 5 pages at a time, because you get in a flow when you do keyword research like this. And when it's all organized, man, is it so much better. And I have learned, just so you know, that a lot of other agencies don't share this information. I actually heard last week that other SEO companies don't put the keyword inside Yoast or Rank Math or whatever software they're using or wherever they're supposed to place it inside a website, because they don't want the client to know what the keyword is. I was ashamed of SEO companies when I heard that, but that is just me. And if a client pays for this, they get this and they get the Google Sheets, because I don't necessarily want them to have to redo the work. And so that's what's important to me as a service provider. So just know we are a little bit different than some other agencies because we don't hide things. Ooh, transparency. But that's important to me because I want to be able to collaborate with people like Candace, who does the blogging for somebody I work with, or I want to do this with Joanne or Michelle because they're doing sites. And where say we're doing Google ads and we see something really neato mosquito, like we see like a great keyword to write a blog post on, and we'll see that when we do Google ads. Maybe I want to tell them, be like, this is a landing page, maybe you want to create a new page. So it can be really exciting. It can be an arduous process, but if you create your flow whichever way you want, this will work out really well. And would somebody like to try this?
Just now, you showed us an example of this keyword SEO professional service. And when you try to look at it at the competitor site, it's not showing up as the whole professional service. And you ended up like searching for parts of that long tail keyword.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little bit confused. So when you are doing this research, do you look at the long tails and see what you can apply to your site, or like in segments and different things? So because if it's not the whole thing, is it not long tail anymore, kind of thing?
Great question. Some people will take a seed keyword for like their service page and then go through answering questions or this and that on the page, thinking they're encompassing like a theme. What I do when I parsed out that keyword was, because nothing was showing up for the SEO professional services, but I did see it on the page, that in order to see how many times SEO professional services was on the page, I just took like SEO, saw it was 19 times, and then saw professional services was maybe named in a couple of the titles. Let me just go back. So here it was 19 times. So they mentioned SEO company in Vancouver. That would be a keyword they are using.
Hey, Pip,
But yes,
could you go look on their page for professional SEO services? Because that's their H1 as well as the URL.
yeah, SEO. No, it's the homepage, isn't it?
Yes, but it's also the H1 at the top of the page as well as the domain
Yeah,
itself.
professional. So 4 out of 5 times. So they're mentioning it 5 times, and that's the keyword they're aiming for. So this is a shorter tail keyword than, because we have services on the end of ours, right?
Yeah, though I
Um,
think they are going after those 3 words together because it is in the H1.
Yeah, they are. It is in the H1 and it is in the meta description and in the title. And it looks like it would be because this looks like it's all pulled in. And it's maybe in the first 100 words. So when I parsed out the words, I was just saying, is it mentioned, but I'm not searching properly, or my search function isn't working properly. And then so you can determine pretty much, if you're an SEO, what kind of keywords they're trying to rank for. They are including like this best and Google does say if you put things in bold, which is funny because as soon as they said that, so many websites were bolding. But if they wanted to rank for SEO professional services, wouldn't they have bolded SEO professional services versus this? So it looks like they're maybe noticing in Search Console that they do show up for multiple searches. So they're trying to encompass those. So they are trying to rank for one keyword, but also rank for many others. And it is their homepage. So they're going to rank for a lot more. My job is just to determine if I can beat them. Now, I just noticed something. Professional SEO services. Maybe that's why they're in position 3. Maybe I can't beat them because it's in their main URL. But I can damn well try. So so the chances might be slim. And so I might go and throw out that keyword and be like, because I got to jump through a lot of hoops to beat these guys. And then so if I did create a page that was like way better than these two, I could rank. That being said, WebFX is like a huge SEO company. They probably have lots of backlinks. I know my industry is quite competitive. So would I pick it? I might go and take this keyword and then go look in the Google Keyword Planner. And this is what I mean by keyword research can be quick and it can be a long process. The homepage is the hardest page to do, but if you go through your keyword research for all your pages, you will find some diamonds, right? So these are all our home pages. Maybe we have a blog page we can do. Now I was trying to change this keyword. Where is it? Oh, find free. I have there's a blog post that's free picks. And anyway, I ranked, but you don't often want to rank for free picks. So this one, when we were all working together a little while ago, I noticed that I was ranking for a short tail keyword and I was like, whoa, I have since updated this. So you'll notice posting strategy is the keyword. There doesn't look like there was a previous phrase, but if I go here, you'll notice there's a redirect because I've updated the page to show up for posting strategy, right? Posting strategy. Like I got in there a bunch of times. So I wanted to rank for that and I'll show you why.
Oh, and I just wanted to make one slight clarification on what Pip said earlier is you don't want to necessarily go with a seed term that's just like one word. Try to go for something that's about 3 words. We find is like a pretty, it's not an exact science, but that's a good one for you to think of where it's like professional SEO services, because that is better than just saying professional SEO or SEO services or SEO.
Yeah. So SEO, you got to think of that water bottle company, right? They wanted to show up for the word water. That's why you check the search engine results pages. So the strategy behind this type of keyword research is you're doing the keyword research with Search Console first. You're checking the search engine results pages for the competition to see if you can beat them. And that's what will take you 2 hours, and that's what'll make you find the right keyword for your business. And it does take some work, and sometimes you don't get it. And sometimes you don't have a lot of options. You can see, like, we're not a huge website. So back when I noticed this keyword was ranking, so this actually should say I think it's the date, wherever these are the dates. This keyword research was taken actually 7/13, I believe. So I have to get that switch. Oh, and you can see that they uploaded the Excel doc to Google Drive. I opened it, it's still the same. So when I look at this, I do the same thing. I'm doing the 1 to 100 to 1,000 for impressions, or 1,000 and higher, or 100 and higher. And posting strategy, I'm in position 8.55. I was the bottom of page 1, or yeah. And so I'm gonna try to move this up. I'm gonna try to win. Originally, the post was social media. Oh, where is it? It was the social media, right? This one. It said social media posting strategy. We can find that in Google Search Console. So you're going to see in Google Search Console, when you change URLs, one stops, the other starts. Just annoying, but it is what it is. So that being said, if I looked at that keyword after I delete all these things, and look, I labeled it page 20. So I can always get to it in my keyword research. And imagine if I could increase my click-through rate. So I am getting clicks, and I have 12 clicks and 578 impressions. So that's good. And I'm on the bottom of page 1. That's huge for me. Now what I need to do, first thing I would do is I'm going to update my meta description, title, and URL. That's the first thing I'm going to do in my Google Sheet. And then I'll update the content. And the reason being is because my little ad on Google, right? My little meta information is going to show up. Let's just take a look. Okay, so posting strategy. Hootsuite, never beat them. It's small, but see, it's showing highlighted. So I'm showing up here. That's position 5. And it looks like I updated it. So maybe I'm ranking better. Maybe I want to search incognito or clear my browser history and do things like that. So this is short tail. If I wanted to rank higher after I do my meta description, title, URL, then I go do the on-page stuff, and I'll go try to beat out these 2 if I can. Or I'll just be happy with being on page 1, because technically it looks like when I'm looking, it says social media a lot, social media marketing. It's not, I was talking about Google Business Profile. Is it what people are looking for? Should I care? Do I sell that as a service for my business? So this isn't something I'm going to spend a lot of time doing, but I liked that I showed up higher. So I definitely want to try to get some traffic for that, because I know that sometimes when people reach out to us, they want digital marketing or SEO, or they need some other help, and they don't actually need social media help. People will get a hold of you for a number of reasons, and sometimes they say one thing and it's another. Michelle, did we fix your problem?
Yes, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Yeah.